Good morning, everyone. So my presentation is not going to be a research work. I had the privilege to be recruited in a project, so I'm new in the project, and the project is ending this year. And in the project, I'd like to share some ideas and some knowledge with you. So I term the title as Enhancing Forest Resilience Through Continuous Cover Forestry in Palencia Model Forests. So I'll just give a quick brief. I finished in Morocco, and then I did Med4 as well, and I'm on my PhD now. So I cannot talk about the project without starting to define what is a model forest, and for you to know what model forest is, since we are all master students and PhD students. So literally, model forest is a process of bringing a diverse partnership of individuals and groups together to realize a common vision of sustainable development in a large landscape. Geographically, a model forest is a fully working landscape of forest. It could be farm, it could be also protected area, rivers, or towns. So actually, model forest is a network, it's an international network with large number of countries. In Spain, probably Palencia is part of the model forest. So Palencia can be located here. So that is why I had to tell you about the model forest. So this project is one of the networks, and Palencia is the model forest. So the project actually is Palencia Model Forest. Okay, so there are three aspects general of the model forest, because in every model forest, you need to have the landscape, you need to have the partnership, and the objective or the goal is the sustainability. So these are the three key things we need in a model forest. Therefore, Palencia Model Forest, which is one of the international networks, has 91 municipalities of containing 400,000 hectares. And these are the shapefiles of the municipalities. Okay, so we have a general objective, is to contribute to the development of the municipal forest bioeconomy within the territorial framework of the Palencia Model Forest. And the main objective is to study and evaluate the timber forest resources at the province municipal level, that is Palencia. So this project has some stakeholders, which are the CSIC. We have also the university here. We have the Diputación de Palencia here. We have the Federation of Forestry Association in Castilla y León, and we have the PEFC. So these are the stakeholders which are involved. And among these stakeholders, there are actions which are distributed. So each stakeholder comes to take an action. However, these actions are connected among each other. So I'm going to go a little bit about the actions of UVA. So the purpose of the action proposed in the project are intended to activate the territory with the involvement of the municipalities, providing them with knowledge, tools, and innovative actions that can be transferred and replicated. So the idea is to come up with tools and actions, and these tools and actions and management planning would be used by other people. That means replicated will be used by other people, and we can also do it in other places. This is the idea. So this project has they established 3 experimental plots or designs. And these 3 experimental designs, we will go to the field, which we are planning to go very soon, to collect data using the model way of inventory and the traditional way of inventories. So we're going to collect data in these experimental plots. However, in this experimental plot that we're going to take, we're going to use what we call, so the idea is to make this plot to follow the continuous cover forestry. And this continuous cover forestry cannot be cannot be explained further without you knowing the terminology of continuous cover forestry. So literally, we're going to make a place, we're going to design, these experimental designs are going to follow the continuous cover forestry in order to attain our objectives. And what is continuous cover forestry? It's close to nature management of forests that promotes resilience and sustainability. Today, there is climate change, and therefore, one of the solutions is a continuous cover forestry. So literally, this continuous cover forestry, is to minimize the damage or the impact in the forest. So whatever you're going to do to the forest, you make sure it's similar to the nature. So there'll be minimal destruction. So for example, if you have to harvest, you don't have to do clear cutting. You need to do selection of the trees. So we can select individual trees or a group of trees, but we have to make sure that the damage is very minimal. Why do we need a minimal damage? We're going to see that. So example is, if you have a forest like this, before cutting, the idea of the continuous cover forestry is to end up having like this. So you take some parts, it could be like this, you take a little bit part from it. The idea is to maintain different structures in the forest. Why? These different structures we can clearly see the improvement of biodiversity, and if we should do clear cutting, definitely it's not a good idea due to this climate change. So the idea is to have a structure like this or a structure like this. So you take some individual trees or a group of trees outside the forest instead of harvesting the whole tree. We could see these are pictures that I took just for you to understand. Some of the advantages of the continuous cover forestry is that we could see some regeneration coming out. So these are some of the advantages of practicing the continuous cover forestry. They have regeneration that you don't need. Sometimes you need money to pay for regeneration. And in this practice, you wouldn't have to invest so much money, but you are having good success of regeneration. One advantage is because due to climate change, we are trying to practice something or a management plan that can combat climate change. And therefore, in this, we can have diverse age structure, where we have a structure of different ages in the forest, rather than having a uniform or, a distracted forest. This is how we want our forest, and this is a good one because it encourages biodiversity. It has so many advantages, but I'll not go into it. The other advantages or benefits we talk about is diverse species. So when we continuous cover forestry can provide us with a structure of diverse species like this. So we have different species in the forest. And one also advantage is that disease resistance. So you can see here, it's just the idea that when we practice continuous cover forestry, we have the forest being resistant to disease. So in conclusion, the selected stands that we're going to make for the project will join a European network of demonstrating plots for adaptive forest management under climate change scenarios. The project highlights the importance of integrating ecological conservation with economic forestry practices, addressing the urgent need for sustainable forest management strategies in changing climate. I can't end this presentation without thanking the funders, the Biodiversity Foundation of the Ministry for Ecological Transition and the Demographic Challenge of the Government of Spain, within the framework of Recovery, Transformation, and Resilience Plan, funded by the European Union. Thank you very much for your attention.